It's about 9:45 in the morning. I'm ready to start, finally. I'm really rugged up because it's, I think, minus 28 or minus 30 plus the wind chill. I'm going into a north wind basically all day and tomorrow. So it's time to get a move on. I am headed to drop down onto the river just over there, and then the route apparently is going to cross over the river in a couple kilometers. It is quite cold, like minus 30 something, but it's warmed up just a touch right now that I can stop for a few seconds. I'm having a lot of trouble today getting started because it's so cold. When I'm moving, I start generating heat, I sweat, I get wet. Wet is bad because wet then doesn't dry without my body heat. And when I stop, then I get cold. I didn't want to have a campfire tonight. I was hoping just, get into my tent and just curl up because it's going to be cold, but I might need a campfire because I might need to be drying some gear. My gloves are wet. I've got emergency kit, but I don't want to get this wet, then get my emergency kit wet tomorrow, and then that'll be that. So we'll see. Here's where I am trapped. Not such a bad place to be trapped while I wait for the weather to improve a bit, because it just became a bit unsafe, really, and I was really lucky to run into a woman who was by herself going out for a walk at minus 30 something about here last night. And so I made the wise choice to spend the night with her and dry out all my gear, and woke up this morning to minus 39. So very glad I made the choice to stay, and it was a big day with a lot of frozen eyelashes and windmilling my arms to get heat back in them. Every time I stop, then wet gloves, if they have to come off, they freeze really quickly, so then it's a frozen glove that I'm trying to wedge back onto my hand that has to thaw with my body heat. It's just all gets a bit full on. So need the weather to break a little bit. And at least 2 more days of really quite severe minus 40 weather. And with high humidity, so a lot of moisture starts to seep in to the clothing as well from the outside. So from the outside, from the inside, really just wasn't looking safe. So this is day 2 on the trail, where there was a day off in between, day 1 and day 2. My second day off the trail, I was waiting out some severely bad minus 39 weather. So here I am trying to get my mojo back, and it's more like minus 25. So I can stop for a few seconds like this. I'm going to have to get going again very quickly. This camera is actually getting cold on my fingers, even with my gloves on. I'm still having trouble getting my mojo back. I'm pretty unnerved. And I'm just not wanting this to be type 2 to type 3 fun the whole time. It's starting to become type 3, where I'm not sure this was a good idea, and I'm not even enjoying it during because I have such bad trepidation, so I have slight nausea all the time. I don't really worry that I'm going to die. I just worry that I'm going to be really, really freaking miserable. And that isn't what this is supposed to be about. So we'll see. The weather is supposed to keep getting better and better every day right now, which should help with my trepidation. But we'll just see if I can keep getting through today. It is really, really slow and kind of annoying. Try not to be annoyed with nature. But it's not so much the nature. The new snow makes it slow, even though there's a tiny bit. It makes it slow. But these snowmobiles have come over it, several snowmobiles, or maybe a couple that went back and forth. And each one made its own rut. And so now I am just sliding back and forth between ruts that are unnaturally far apart. I just came from there. It's beautiful, and I'm headed this way, and I decided to stop for a drink, and while I'm doing that, I'll charge things a little bit. My Garmin watch won't charge right now on the Power Monkey, and I can only think that it has something to do with both of them being so cold, especially maybe the Power Monkey, that it's not registering that the Garmin needs a charge, so it just shuts off as if the Garmin is already charged, but it's down at 35%, so it's definitely not charged. I have to say that I am not having fun. I'm trying to have fun, but I shouldn't have to try to have fun. This isn't the way I thought it would work out. It's very... I never painted a rosy picture of this. Never. I have very good memories of last year. What I wanted out of this was to be able to go slower and really savor this place more. And what I'm finding is I'm definitely going slower, but way slower because of the weight of the pulk. Way slower. I have to be so careful not to get wet because I have no aid station to dry out in afterwards. No matter what, a little bit of perspiration comes off the body. I get a little bit damp. It's cold for several hours in the sleeping bag. Everything is just really, the word I came up with today for it was that everything is really agonizing. It's just, now I'm in the peak of the day, so here I can stop for a few minutes again and I don't get cold, so I can do this. But for the other 23 hours a day, everything has to happen so quickly. Stop for a minute, the body gets cold, the feet get cold. Touch anything, move anything, the hands get cold. Everything has to happen so fast, so precise. There's no room to relax. There really isn't. There's no room to relax. As soon as the tent's up, it's blow up the mattress and it's inside to get warm again. And then inside the sleeping bag, it's not even relaxed because now my damp layer is drying on me, and then my toes are cold, and there's just something constantly to be dealing with. There's never a moment to just be, except for this 1 hour a day. If I could go from cabin to cabin, just a completely alone cabin, I'm not meaning with people, just completely alone, but if I could go into a cabin every night and I could start a fire and I know my clothes are dry and everything, a world of difference. Just, everything is just, it's so hard. I'm just trying to get to Braeburn right